We're at the train station now and headed for the Memorial Peace Park. It's gonna be an interesting one the rest of the day. So Nate and I are currently looking directly at the building, one of the only buildings that survived, well, I mean, this close to where the bomb went off, that survived the nuclear explosion over Hiroshima. 8:15 in the morning, the atomic bomb exploded over Hiroshima, and it exploded 600 meters above this building that we're looking at right now, and that's why this building survived, mostly unscathed because the explosion goes outward, and it was kind of saved being directly underneath it. Just so you know, the vlog is going to take a little bit of a turn in tone, probably. We like to joke around and play around on this channel, but I do not feel comfortable in any way joking around during this section of the vlog. It's going to be very serious. We're going to be looking at whatever I'm allowed to film and show in this area. We're going into the Memorial Peace Park. It was built directly where the bomb blew up, into the museum. I've heard the museum is very graphic and horrific. I probably cannot film in there, and even if I can, I probably cannot show it on YouTube. We're gonna start by getting a little closer to this building. I didn't know you could walk so close to it. I thought you could only look at it from afar, but you can get right up on it. For anyone who's watching this video and currently wondering, because it is YouTube, and I know people don't know things, you know? I might not have known before when I ever left the US. You might be wondering, is it safe to be in Hiroshima right now, to walk around? You would think maybe there's still radiation, but no, that's not how it works at all. Totally gone. Hiroshima is exactly the same, like, normal background radiation as anywhere else on the planet. It's much worse somewhere like Chernobyl, where there was a long leak of radiation and it was much more. So don't worry, everything's fine. If you want to know more about that, you can Google that yourself. I don't know all the details on that, but no, don't even worry about it. One thing I didn't expect here is that the park itself would be so beautiful. It's freaking gorgeous, man. Maybe it's just because it's fall. I don't know, but it's really beautiful here, especially with the water over there, and it's nice. The mound that is currently behind me is a burial mound, though there aren't any actual bodies in it. It's ashes of bodies that were found after the blast were cremated and buried here. Some of them. Obviously, not everyone, right? You read it as well, right? A lot of them.
A lot of land.
Yeah, pretty intense to look at. This one here is the monument to Korean victims and survivors, because it's saying that 20,000 Koreans were killed during the atomic bomb, which is about 10% of all the victims, which makes total sense. I completely didn't even think about, yeah, a ton of Koreans were living in Japan at the time because Japan colonized Korea, and a lot of them were here as soldiers and workers, and yeah, that's if you don't know about that history, all of that between Japan and Korea, you definitely should. You should look that up and learn about that. I think it's really important, and I don't think it's something that we learn enough about in school. Anything that I'm saying to you right now sounds like something you've never heard of. Look it up. Nate just got interviewed by some kids. They asked, "Why did you come to Japan?" And he's like, "Tourism, for fun." And they're like, "Huh? Huh?" It's like, what else can we say?
I didn't know what else to say.
That was the second time we've been interviewed. If you don't know, that happens sometimes. I think it's part of their school projects. They're supposed to go interview foreigners to practice their English. I was interviewed in Nara, but we didn't film it. This time I filmed a little bit. I didn't film all of it because as soon as I started filming, I don't know if you noticed, they looked a little hesitant.
Oh.
So that's why I put the phone away partway through, but... This one is the Children's Peace Monument, meant to memorialize all the children who died from the bomb, of which I'm sure there were a lot. Okay, we are making our way right toward the museum now. Guys, I'm not even going to attempt to film in this museum because I can't show you it anyway. Sorry. I'll let you know what the experience was like once we get to the other side. All right, Nate and I just exited the museum. Even though there was a sign on the outside that said no pictures or video, lots of people were still taking pictures and video and nobody seemed to mind. So I took a couple of little things, but I'm not gonna insert any of the, extra graphic stuff. It was pretty, how would I describe it? I wouldn't say it was shocking. Like, I knew what the bomb did, but to see it, and they write a lot of people's stories. They put a lot of stories connected to the items that are in there and to the pictures that you see, and quotes from photographers who took the pictures. It's definitely heavy, very heavy. I definitely felt emotion for sure going through. I've seen people say that they ended up crying while in there, and I can absolutely see that happening. There were a lot of people in there. Yeah, Nate and I haven't even talked about this actually. We just went through and came out and I turned the camera on. We haven't like decompressed or talked about anything we saw in there. I guess what I'll say is I already, for obvious reasons, think that a bomb like that should never be used again, and it's been heavily reinforced. Heavily reinforced. It's bad. Some of the standout stuff for me that I didn't know about, or maybe I learned about before but forgot, was the black rain. I think I have learned about that before, but I totally forgot. And that it's rain filled with radiation. People would drink it anyway because they had no water. They were dying of dehydration. There were just a lot of little things where I'm like, wow, there's just so much. Can't go over it all. You should definitely come here. I truly believe that in the day and age we live in now, where we have these bombs and it is a real thing in our daily life, and hopefully will never happen but could happen again, I think this is a place that everyone should see if you get the opportunity, just so you really understand what it is truly. Earlier Nate mentioned the Torii Gate that survived the bombing, and it's right by here, so let's go there really quick. I saw a little ice cream place and I got the Hiroshima lemon sherbet. I think in Indiana we say sherbet. I've heard people say sherbet. I've heard many different pronunciations. It's very good. I really like it. That's fantastic. It's oishi. Nate has led us to some kind of temple in search of this Torii Gate that survived atomic bomb, earthquake, and apparently tsunami. So I don't see it though. Oh, it's in and to the left. So this is some temple, and then back there is the Hiroshima Castle, which looks pretty cool. You can't see it very well from here though. I can only see just a little bit on the top. Nate is telling me that this Torii Gate over here survived the atomic bomb, an earthquake, and a tsunami, and still looks that nice, beautiful, and almost new. I'm not saying I don't believe Nate, it's hard to believe when you look at it. If anyone wants to dispute what Nate says, let me know in the comments, but he is reading up on Google. He did track it. This is the one they said. I saw him do it all. It just looks too nice. You would think it'd look a little old. We're a bit confused if this is really the gate that survived. Google definitely says it is, but I have found that Google can't always be trusted with stuff. Nate agrees with me, right? Like, it does look too newly built. The way it's built doesn't look like how it would be built back then. But either way, a gate somewhere here survived. If it's not this one, it is in there somewhere. And either way, it is an impressive Torii Gate. Honestly, walking up on it and filming it, it looked really cool, whether it survived a blast and an earthquake and a tsunami or not. Look at this mall, man. We're just walking and there's this mall back here. I guess it's a mall. And the trees out and the lights are out. It's Christmas time in Japan, baby. I guess because they don't have Thanksgiving. So we do Thanksgiving first, and then the day after Thanksgiving, it's like jingle bells, jingle bells.
It's not even that anymore. We skip Thanksgiving and they do Christmas on like November 5th.
I mean, to be fair, Thanksgiving is like the worst holiday. I really don't like it at all.
My favorite holiday.
I couldn't care less for Thanksgiving. I do enjoy Thanksgiving food, but I don't love it that much.
The thing I love
also,
about Thanksgiving is
what?
You get together with your family, you have delicious food, and there's no pressure about gifts.